You mentioned, Norma, something about women, like that in our society there's like a very specific and a lot of the times negative pressure on women, and one of the things you've been talking to Dr. Lightman about is the development of women empowerment to maybe a whole new place, a whole new era. You've been talking about how the world perhaps needs to or is going through some change in this direction as well, where women are supposed to accompany, right, our development to a new connected state. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. This is also a new perspective. This is something new that I haven't heard anywhere else. And that's why I appreciate so much what Kabbalah is bringing to the world, and regardless the gender. And as a woman, I can tell you that I feel empowered through the wisdom of Kabbalah, the teachings of Kabbalah, more than anything else. Why? And the reason is that Kabbalah is telling me, or Dr. Lightman, as a Kabbalist who is bringing this wisdom to the world, is revealing this meaning to everyone, making it available to everyone, is teaching us that the role of women is to lead the way. Everything starts with a desire. You know that you can see it in society. It doesn't matter where, but if we want something to happen, everything should start through women. Otherwise, it won't happen. I mean, we are the ones who's gonna be able to push men to deliver what we want, unless you have a different opinion. But that's my impression. Tell me if I'm wrong. And you can see it in all the levels of the world, and all the levels of society. Who decides what to buy in the supermarket? But this is for the corporeal level. But in general, about education and health, everything depends on women's desire.
I just want to add something. You asked me what's my opinion. I remember I went into this a little bit in terms of research. There are many psychologists that are seeing every action that is happening in the world and that is driven by men is because, consciously or not, and most of the time not, we're trying to impress the woman. It's something that to impress and fulfill and provide for and so on. And so there's this interesting dynamic between male and female that is more than what meets the eye. And there is like a force that is working there in that dynamic between men and women. And so, to put it in very simple words, yeah, it's very possible.
I always thought that today, I mean, it's, of course, in the past, when women didn't have, like, in the United States, a right to vote or something, it's different. But today, in today's modern world, I thought that if the woman were really, really clever, like withheld sex and withheld affection and withheld, like, they could get the men to do basically anything. If they were, and you see also, especially with modern educated women, that they try and fight or become equal with men by being like manly, with all of the men qualities. But you can take 100 powerful men, and I'm not even talking about the quote unquote magazine beautiful. You take a woman who's feminine, it doesn't matter really what color the hair or the man feels like, on an animal level or an emotional level, something from here. He'll be distracted from his business deal or whatever it is. The women, and so of course we're talking corporeality because it's easy to understand, but the women, it just seems so natural that the women can really, if they are, I don't mean to be like talking at you, Norma. You're just getting me, my mind is stimulated by that.
Inspired.
Really, the men, the men would, like Asaf said, I mean, I'm sure wars have been fought over it, and empires have been built to inspire, to win the favor of of a woman.
But this is, Norma, say a few more words about it. There is a huge thing that is happening here. We all know that the world was mostly driven by men until this point in time. And you've been talking, in your conversations at least, with Kabbalist Dr. Michael Lightman, you're talking about a situation where one of the aspects of the new world is that women are going to be more in charge. And why is that good? And what is it in a woman, in the female force, that we need in the world today? Can you explain that?
Yeah, I think it's very simple. Up until now, we've seen wars, disturbances, problems, economical failures. And those situations have been caused by who? By men. So we are the fixers. This is the time to fix. I mean, I think it's a fact. It's a fact. Men have been playing games.
I want to challenge you.
Throughout history, ruling the world, and now it's a time for women to act like the mother of the world.
Okay, so differentiate that from feminism and whatever. Maybe people are hearing us and they're thinking, okay, women empowerment, Me Too movement. Is that what you're talking about? And what is the exact quality that we're looking for that needs to emerge now in this rise of women?
I respect everyone's opinions, and in my opinion, my personal opinion,
yours,
I don't agree with any kind of fight against the men. I think that we are different for a purpose, and it's a good one, because that's the way to complement each other. And throughout history, we have been competing. We've been trying to be men, and it won't happen, and it shouldn't happen. And I don't want it to happen. I'm very happy to be a woman. I think that we have all the skills, the intelligence, and also the sensitivity to bring those special characteristics of women for the benefit of society. And this is to complement men's role. I'm not saying that we need to belittle men's role. I think we have to complement each other instead of competing.